Life expectancy. Psalm 90, verse 10. The verse, our days may come to 70 years, or 80 if our strength endures. Yet the best of them are but trouble and sorrow, for they quickly pass, and we are swept away. The word of our Lord, thanks be to God. I found this interesting. Never knew this was dated. My parents lived to 82 and 83. Both had health issues in later years, so I don't know. Other members of my family have actually lived longer. And for example, my maternal grandmother did. What does this mean for me? I feel like I will last longer than that based upon how I feel at the moment, but we'll see. Okay, so for those of you wondering what's one of the secrets for Mr. Ray to be physically healthy, it's going to the gym, working out, that kind of stuff, right? Basic stuff. All right, so I mentioned the fitness aspect, right? One of the things you do fitness-wise is walk, right? Walking is this basic, natural thing, no big deal. Just do it. Now, not everybody can do it, right? But if you have the ability to walk, just go out and walk. It's relatively low impact. You're not pushing too hard. So just do it. Now, yes, you gotta check your health, all that stuff, yeah. Don't do it if you're hurt and you can't do it, right? But there you go. All right, for those of you used to lessons by Opar Ray, you know this is unusual. All right, don't get caught up in it. Just that this is a little bit wider depth, okay? That's all it is. Okay, so now I'm adding all these pieces. Let me add this piece in. In my lifetime, I've always been lucky to find some friends who accept me as I am and I accept them as who they are. So we'd get together, we'd talk, we'd laugh, we'd support each other. That's such an important component to everybody's life, right? So if you don't have that, I don't know, you're not going to be as happy. Okay, and finally, maybe not finally, but anyway, another component is you got to have some kind of purpose, right? I was a software developer. I put together applications. So that was my purpose during my working life. Now I make YouTube videos. Are they great? No, but they're a reason for doing stuff. So there you go. You gotta have some kind of purpose. Okay? Okay, I'm not sure I have to mention it. And it doesn't apply to everybody, right? But it certainly helps to have some religious or moral foundation in what you're doing. Okay? And since you're on this channel, you already know what I'm saying, I think. So, onward, upward. Okay, so let's see if this can be a final thought. I'm not sure it is, but let's try it. So, my father was a farmer, which means I grew up on the farm. So I'm used to working hard. I'm used to having expectations and trying to meet them. All those things. And it certainly helps to have that. If you're doing a job that doesn't fulfill you in any way, maybe it's time to think about getting a different job. But whatever. Just think about it. But in my case, yes, I'm sort of a farmer at heart. So there you go. All right, so I touched in one of the other sections here, but let's go ahead and dig deeper. So I mentioned that I'm basically lived a farm life all my life as a kid, and I always felt connected to some degree to the dirt, although I'm also a water person. I like to water. But You notice all the plantings I have for what they're worth. Oops, here, take a look at that. So it's mentioned several places, although I don't know the verses, but it's basically we talk about how we plant stuff and tend to plants and stuff like that in the sermons in the Bibles. All right, so that's part of my root is feeling connected to the dirt. But I've also mentioned in this video exercise. Okay. If you don't exercise, you don't have much chance of staying healthy, I don't think. I mean, people can prove me wrong. That's fine. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I'm just telling you what works for me. So that's part of the point. Now, maybe you live in the city and you can't put your fingers in dirt, something like that. I mean, even in the city, they can grow flowers out on their patio or something like that, or at least in the windowsill. So think about that. Try to do that. But even if you can't do that, still one of the things you can do is serve others. Okay? And I'm sure there are those of you who are reading the verse like, wait, you missed an important part. Okay, whatever. What caught my eye, and I'll admit that it caught my eye, is it actually gave a life expectancy. And so I'm sharing that. And I'm backing it up with some examples of what you might do to ensure that you stay healthy. Okay, there you go. Thank you.